Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner and welcome to Selling Power TV. I have something new, a book I just got in the mail. It's called The Lost Art of Closing by Anthony Iannarino. But before we talk about that, I would like to put closing historically in perspective. I think that Anthony stands on the shoulders of giants, and I'd like to talk about those giants. There are 4 of them. And I also want to make a cultural statement. You remember the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, and that was the movie where Alec Baldwin said,
"Always be closing."
And it's not what selling is all about. I've had the privilege of spending a lot of time with Zig Ziglar and did a cover story after his 1985 book came out, Zig Ziglar's Secrets of Closing the Sale.
You see, it really is true, folks. Selling is something you do for somebody and not to somebody.
I remember the conversation with Zig where he says, Gerhard, take the word closing and you remove the letter C. What do you get? And I said, losing. And he says, that's correct. And what does the C stand for? The C stands for confidence. So, Zig in 1985 was talking about the emotional intelligence that's required for a salesperson, the confidence, the energy. And somebody else told me the same year, selling is a transfer of energy. Zig also said a lot of people don't know what they want because they don't know what's available. So, and that's the role of the salesperson. He saw the role of the salesperson as the advisor of the customer. Zig also talked about there are 5 basic obstacles to any sale. No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, and no trust. And it is the salesperson's role to overcome those 5 obstacles. A very good book. I recommend it to everybody. Next was in 1998, Tom Hopkins with the book Sales Closing for Dummies. A fun book, easy to read, and Tom says,
always believe that no's are like signposts on the way to the sale. For a real pro in the field of sales, no is not bad, no is good. Because once I hear it, I know then I've got to learn how to handle it, turn it into a yes, overcome it.
Next book is my friend Jeffrey Gitomer. We've done a cover story with him. We've written about him. He has written columns in Selling Power. So if you want to find something and look him up and read some of his pearls of wisdom, go to sellingpower.com and Google Gitomer, Jeffrey Gitomer.
People ask me, well, what's the secret of selling? And I explain to them that there's no secrets. Actually, what there is this book is the little gold book of yes attitude, and this is the secret of selling.
In 2004, he published that book, The Little Red Book of Selling. And he made the bold statement, which everybody agrees with, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. He also mimics a lot of sales managers when they say, if you can't get in front of a decision maker, you suck. It's a little bit over the top. It's a little bit of an exhortation, but if you don't have the confidence to get in front of decision makers, you shouldn't be in sales. Brian Tracy is the next luminary. He wrote the book, The Art of Closing the Sale. And he wrote that book in 2006, and he is what I would call an encyclopedic mind. He's a brilliant, brilliant performer. And he's now almost 80 years old and he's still speaking.
Key to his success is to continually learn and upgrade your skills. Get new information. Is continuous study and try new things, especially in our world today. If you're not a lifelong student, then basically you will be passed by people who are lifelong students.
And he says, approach every customer with the idea to either help him or her to solve a problem or achieve a goal. And that's all we need to be mindful of. So Brian talks about customer centricity. You want to help the customer. You don't want to sell a product or sell a service. You put the customer front and center. It's brilliant. And now I want to come to the book of the decade, The Lost Art of Closing. Anthony will change your perspective on closing. He says, closing now is all about building trust and moving the client down the path of 10 commitments. And he spells out all 10 commitments all the way to the dotted line. And he's telling you that there are 2 obstacles you need to keep in mind at all times. That one is fear that holds customers back.
Fear. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of uncertainty. It's the fear that I might fail or that my identity might be threatened. And if you're going to move forward, you have to be willing to step into that fear and step through that fear and decide to take a new action. And really the only thing that works for overcoming fears, you can't think your way through it, you can't talk your way through it, you just have to act your way through it. You have to take that first step.
And you need to have transformational conversations with the customer to dissolve those fears. And the second obstacle is that customers many times do not see the value of taking the next step with the salesperson. And again, you want to recognize that there is a handicap and you need to build value at every step of the sale. And that requires cognitive intelligence and emotional intelligence. And Anthony talks about both in that book, The Lost Art of Closing. I recommend, if you want to close more sales, get this new book or get all the others that came before Anthony's, and they're going to help you close a lot more business. Thank you.